and Henry Coleman on your left. We'll go straight to questions.
Wade, how difficult was it to kind of break down that defense in the first half, and what kind of got you flowing there in the second?
I think in the first half we were pretty fine. We just got a little outsourced. We turned the ball over 8 times in the first half. Coach talked before the game and said we wanted to have 8 turnovers for the whole game. So that was one of our focus coming in the second half, was to limit turnovers and just get a shot on the rim, because we know when we get a shot on the rim, we're one of the best teams in the country at getting it back.
And then I know it's been a little bit of a rough go for you in the last couple games. How good was it to be able to find a rhythm, especially from behind 3?
I'm just staying together with my team. Me and Coach had a conversation after we lost to Memphis, so we just got back to the things that got us here, and I feel like that played a big part today.
What were the key points of that conversation?
Just being where my feet are. That's the main thing.
Also had head coach Buzz Williams in the middle.
Henry, are you at all surprised at what Wade was able to do today, and how much of a key factor was he in that second half to turn
what he does. It's what he prepares for. It's what he's worked for his whole entire life. He's somebody who, lives in the moment, is always about the moment. So none of us were shocked. You can ask anybody on the team, from coach to coach, player to coach, and coach to player. Nobody's shocked. But just having him on our side, everybody looks at the points, but his leadership towards the end is really what pushed us over, and we're able to get stops down the end.
Could you speak to just the comeback and making it a game late in the fight y'all showed?
Yeah, it's what I would say A&M is about. I think our team, everybody's got a story, everybody's got something to prove. Everybody plays with a chip on their shoulder, and so when our back's against the wall, we're not going to back up. We're going to be right in the middle of the ring, and we're going to keep punching and punching and punching until, there's 0 on the clock. And so, proud of the team, proud of the guys, proud of the coaches who stayed with us throughout the whole thing. But it was, it was a great game. Not the outcome that we wanted, but, we're going to go back, we're going to work, and we're going to continue to do the same thing we've done all year, and that's just work.
Let's correct me if I'm mistaken, but at least early in the game and kind of late, y'all had a little bit of a different defensive look than you normally do. What was the thought process behind that, and what made it so effective in those times?
We probably don't practice it as often as we should. There is great buy-in, particularly by these 2 guys, when we do it. And we kind of check the water level at certain times to see if it'll work, and it just happened to work maybe more than we anticipated, and we stayed with it.
And then what could you say about the conversation you had with Wade and what Wade was able to do in the second half, especially coming off some of the performances as of late too?
I didn't say anything that would be a secret, but I do love him, and so I want to be respectful to him and his family. I think he's really good. And the opening statement of our time together was, I think in 2023, it's incredibly difficult to be a student athlete. And I also think in 2023, it's also difficult to be a coach. And I think all of the exposure and all that comes with it is such a blessing. But that doesn't remove the absence of the pressure. And it doesn't change the requirement for the production. And whether he scores 34 or whether he scores 3, that's not going to change my relationship with him. But these 2 guys, I think as of today, since they've been here, I think we're 40 and 20. And that's not to take away from other people that have been here the exact same amount of time. But it was during COVID when they decided to come here as a transfer and as a freshman. And I just admire both sets of parents. I admire their character. I'm grateful that they are incredible people that love to work and have embraced what we do. And so, in truth, a lot of the conversation was from the beginning of our relationship on Zoom through Monday morning. And just kind of not being in a rush, because we're always in a rush, and just kind of walking through all of the things that have transpired. He's the guy that not many people thought he is what he is, and the trajectory from the time that he arrived and the growth and development of him on and off the floor as it relates to our program, I think it's important, even though it's not a stat, to care a lot. And these guys care a lot. And sometimes when you care a lot and you're young and you feel the heaviness of all of this, like all good players do in all good programs, when you've never had to do it, it takes time to process. And sometimes it's not a play, it's just spending time with the player.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
Wade, it seems like they do a lot of stuff y'all like to do, and in terms of they make you work on the defensive end, offensive end, and you know, try to take a lot out of you. What did you feel like y'all were able to do second half to, I guess, kind of put that at ease and get a little bit more even playing? Just stay together. Put stop after stop. Try to get a turkey. Each media maybe try to get more than one. We knew if we got a stop, if we played in the half court, that we would get a shot in the rim. So we only had, like I said, 3 turnovers in the second half. So I feel like we handled it pretty well coming out of halftime, making adjustments, and I think that would led to us only losing by 4.
Wade, when you're going against a guy who's considered one of the best defensive guards in the country, you sort of take that as a challenge, and how did you sort of approach that match?
I'm just kind of playing the game within myself. I know you talking about Jamal. Yeah, I've been playing Jamal a lot my whole life. He's from Texas, so I know he's a pretty good defender. So I'm just trying to be the best I can be for my team, and that's try to do whatever I can to make sure we win.
Wade, does a game like this, where you take a top 5 team down to the wire, does that give you confidence for what this team can do moving forward?
Yeah, you can say that. I feel like what we do in practice every day, playing against each other, is what gives us confidence to come out and do what we did today. We had a great week. I feel this week, and it led to how we played today. If you watched our Memphis game, you could tell that our spirits were the best. But after today, you can see how how our emotions are better. So I feel like, yeah, that helps.
Get the players out. Anything else for Buzz?
Buzz, for mid-December to have a game that had a tournament feel to it, how big is that? Just to sort of get one of those games early on, and
All of it's good. Thanks. Coach is a Hall of Fame coach. They're number 1 in Ken Palm. They're number 2 in the net. You're playing in an NBA arena. It looked like a lot of the tickets were sold. We're grateful. What is the name of it? Something showcase?
allow guys, allow. So,
Yeah, we're grateful for their sponsorship. I thought it was great.
Hey Buzz, when y'all were down 21 and early in the second half, was there any great message that you delivered or anything that kept them? Why were you able to keep them feeling like they would be able to stay in this game and win?
I shouldn't take any credit, so I won't. A lot of what we talk about, Olin, it's somewhat a lot the same. I do agree with 4. I think Tuesday we were able to kind of recenter back to what we need to be about. Thursday was 2 days before. We did a lot of the same thing. Friday we were a little shorter because we knew we were playing early today. I thought we turned the ball over too much in the first half. That led to transition layups for them. And I thought in the second half, we didn't necessarily shoot the ball better, but we shot more balls and shot more free throws because we didn't turn the ball over. And so I think they're interconnected. Entering today's game, we were number 1 in offensive rebounding percentage. So when we turn it over, to some degree, the best part of what we do offensively, we don't even get a chance at. And so similar to University of Houston, in some regards, our best offense is our best defense. And when we can get a shot, it helps our defense because now we are able to get our defense set. They're number 1 in the country in forcing turnovers. That is what they do best. defensively in many respects. And so I think that's why it was different in the second half.
Coach, this was your first time facing Houston and Kelvin Sampson, and what were the expectations in terms of facing the team and then actually facing them today? What was that like?
Thanks for asking. I can tell you've practiced the question. Good for you. I've known Coach since I was 19. He's one of my heroes. I can tell you anything you want to know about Coach. His daughter, his son, his wife, where he's been, what he's done. I think the world needs more coaches in every sport like him. Specific to their team, how they play is very similar to how they've played the past decade here. Incredibly physical, chase after every ball when it's on the rim. They try to shoot more balls than you do because they take it from you, and then they shoot it and get it back on the offensive end. I thought one of the important things for us, if we could play without turning it over, was could we get to the bonus first? In the first half, that really helped us because now it allows our defense to get set. It took longer in the second half, but we were much better at not turning the ball over, and I think that's why it became a game.
Coach, when Wade's doing as well as he is down the stretch and y'all have those final few possessions to maybe tie it, it seems like, everyone in the building probably knows Forrest's going to get a look, but how do you try to, I guess, give him a chance to make a play without getting too cute and trying to force him to give it up, just to keep them, off balance?
Yeah, I would say that the coaching staff for us and them and the players on both sides thought Ford was going to shoot. Maybe sometimes we disguise it. We played a lot bigger today in hopes that we could participate in the physicality of the game and have a chance on the glass. We practiced those rotations more this week than we have this season. And so because of that, in truth, we really can't disguise who's going to shoot the ball for us. And so I thought some of our late game execution was pretty good, to be honest.
All right, that's a wrap.
Thank you.